My name is Katrina Hunter. I am the teacher with Balfour Arts Collective.
Hi, my name is Tessa Ray Coos, and for the last 7 weeks, I've been engaged in an Artist in Schools project, generously supported by SK Arts in collaboration with Balfour Arts Collective.
Tessa Ray has been one of the first guest artists that we had working with Balfour Arts Collective when we started the program 3 years ago. She has always been really generous with her time and working with our students, so it seemed like a really natural fit when we applied for the grant to continue our work with this artist. We knew the impact she was having on our students, and we really wanted her to work with our students for an extended amount of time.
So for the last 7 weeks, students have been engaged in a creative process that draws its inspiration from the elements. So we've used earth, water, fire, and air in our creative processes to help us work through this inquiry question of who am I now? So what this framework has asked the students to participate in is to really start drawing connections between their own inner landscapes and the landscapes they interact with on an external level.
As the students worked each week, I could see them really reflecting on and discovering layers of themselves. So they were able to make those connections to their own lives, to experiences, to their personality, to the way they work with other people. And through that, every week it also felt like I was connecting to those elements as well. And the way I interacted with the students, it was almost on those same levels that we were making discoveries in their process or in their connections, in their work.
Each week, students have participated in both in-studio research and self-reflection, either in writing or recorded voice, in order to start making these connections and allowing it to be part of their creative process. So what was different for the students about this project is that it really stepped them through a process that starts from scratch and develops, it evolves into something that is becoming, that is emerging, and it's aiming to help the students understand their identity as not something fixed or static, but as something that is constantly being developed, constantly emerging.
It was a lot of fun working with all of the elements in a creative process. It was definitely harder for some of them, particularly earth and air, but water and fire came really easily, and it was a lot of fun to experiment with different things I could do for each.
Yeah, I find that the idea of air really appealed to me over these last couple weeks, and I think about like some of the more calm moments in my life, and I think about trips I've been on, and I think about like Hawaii and Oregon, and they're very like kind of airy places, whether that be altitude-wise or just kind of like very humid, very calm, very chill. I find that those are the kind of places where I really thrive and really enjoy being.
Well, I think fire was kind of a challenging one because fire to me, I said, meant patience, and in art you need to have a lot of patience with yourself and your process, and I find that it's difficult for me to do that because I like to perfect what I'm doing, and you just need to realize that not everything you do is going to be perfect your first try. And with the improvisations, just coming up with new ideas for your improv, that takes a lot of patience and just waiting and trying to come up with good ideas. And that's really difficult for me to stay patient with myself.
It was really difficult at first working with the elements. It caught me off guard. It was not what I was expecting for this class, but it's been good. I've grown and I've learned, and my skills have developed in ways that they wouldn't have without the elements.
We were using improvisation through the elements, so we'd task and embody with elements. And so I really discovered, and we had to write journals too, and I really discovered a lot about myself. I didn't realize that working through the elements would help me discover different qualities about myself and how each element is, I use it in my everyday life and how it's just a part of me. So that is also why I decided to use all of the elements, dancing through them all in my project, because I feel like they're all a part of me, I don't just resonate in one and feel more like comfortable in one. I wanted to use them all because I feel like they all make up who I am.
Some of the challenges for this project were just the overall setup of the school year, because due to COVID-19, we've had to rework the project in a few ways. But what actually ended up working out perfectly is that I got to engage the students in a 7-week process, and I was with them nearly every day, and we really started to go more in depth with trying out embodiment, trying out task, trying out all these improvisational tools, as opposed to having somebody at the front of the room tell the students what to do.
I think at first it was challenging because I wasn't used to I'd kind of freak myself out before I started, and I'd be like, oh, what am I gonna say? How do I know what to say? With dance, I'm more comfortable with that because I've done that for a while. And so yeah, the improv of speaking was hard at first, but then it became easier, and I realized that it's actually just flowing, just letting it flow out while you're talking, and just like trusting yourself to know what to say.
So I've worked a little bit in improv before, just in dance, because I've been dancing for years. And I find that I'm never very good at it, and I'm never able to like let go and just let my body move. But really working on the improv and having specific things that we needed to focus on and specific tasks and embodiments made it easier for me to just like let go and go for a longer amount of time without being super stressed about what I'm going to do.
It was so cool to be able to engage students for a 7-week process continuously, because I really got to see an evolution take place.
So I really enjoyed working in the elements to discover different things about myself. You can always say that you're confident, you're smart, you're whatever, but this really made me focus in on how those elements made me feel from different parts of my body, where they originate from, natural phenomena that happen, like how that makes you feel and how you connect to water and air and fire. So like for fire, it's really passionate. I'm very passionate about what I do. And so I'm also very like energetic, like sparks of energy just fly through me.
I really discovered that they're different for every single person. At first, like for example, fire, I really felt like I wasn't connecting it to it because I didn't feel aggressive and wild and crazy, but then I found like the different parts of it that really connected to me, like the warmth and how it brings people together and things like that.
I think I definitely built upon things that I already knew, like how I can control my reactions in a lot of situations when normally I would think I couldn't. I just discovered that I'm able to create things that aren't there and let people see this big place, this big world, without many props or things or really saying exactly what's happening.
Well, I think I discovered that my connection with earth energy is really important, and I really need to tune into my earth energy more often, because to me it's more of a like connection from my mind to my body. And I think that like sometimes I feel a little disconnected from my body, but like in dance and in music I feel more connected and just comfortable with myself.
When it came to final presentations, we got to see so many different genres being explored, and also a cross between the different genres, so dance and drama, and how the students really stepped up to the plate in order to make those pieces, their final projects, their own, and to make them something that was meaningful for them.
I think I really enjoyed trying to think of the embodiments and the people that go with every character, and there's the obvious like kind of stereotypical aspects of it, like fire, loud, angry, yelling, but then you kind of look at the duality of fire and how it can also be like kind of a warm, nurturing spirit, and trying to play with my perception of characters and how they contain it within the binary of kind of the elements, and like not sticking to my instant thought and taking it and working with it. And I found that as the weeks went on, I did more out there stuff and didn't just go with the first thing that came to my mind. I would work with it and sit with it. And I just really enjoyed kind of broadening my horizons on what I thought about spirits and energy and people's personalities.
I think I learned a lot about how much I enjoy my photography. I worked a lot with still lifes because that's also something I've worked a lot with in my time with the Arts Collective. But I've gotten a lot of a chance to work with my new camera, and I've really enjoyed working with that. I've loved working with other students in the collective. Everyone's just super good at what they do and super appreciative of others' ideas. And it's really nice to have people to bounce ideas off of.
I really love the independence I got and getting to fully be creative in my own way and not having to follow someone else's rules.
I absolutely loved working with the students at Balfour Arts Collective, and I want to extend a big thank you to SK Arts for helping me be here and allowing me to engage the students in this way. It's been a super inspiring and meaningful project. So thank you.